Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video, I'll be recapping day 14 of the Washington Commanders training camp, which I was at. So we're going to give you guys all the insight and talk about the biggest performers. If you guys are new, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Also join the Discord and check out BetUS. Going to be doing some giveaways over there. Alright, so overall, a solid day of Washington Commanders training camp. I was there. It was hot. Extremely crowded. The fans there was a lot of fans there. It took so long to get to the park. I was in line at like 9:15, didn't get there until like 10:15, 10:20, so I missed a little bit of the start of practice, but overall it was a good experience. I'll get into that in a little bit, but let's get a little bit of a recap of practice. So Chase Young was not practicing today. I saw him on the sideline. He was doing his usual thing, hyping people up, but was not practicing. Phidarian Mathis, I didn't see him. I mean, it's hard to miss Chase Young. He's got the hair that's very noticeable, and he's a big guy. I mean, so is Phidarian Mathis, but didn't notice him, but he could have been there. Both those guys injured in the preseason game. Chase Young with the stinger, he should be good. Phidarian Mathis with a calf injury. He came back in and played in that game, so shouldn't be a big deal, but things to watch. Logan Thomas still not out there. They signed Caden Smith. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Former Giants tight end. And yeah, starting to get worried about Logan Thomas. And Sadiq Charles, I think he was working. He was definitely there signing autographs after and was working with the first team, I believe. I think Chris Paul was with the second team, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. There was a lot of things going on there, but let's talk about some of the big plays I did record. So if you guys want to go through all the clips, go ahead and check out my Twitter because I try to put out some tweets there. But here was a Sam Howell throw to Terry McLaurin and throws a deep ball. And here's the thing. When I saw this live, I didn't realize it, but then I started to realize it as the plays went on. So it's a nice throw by Howell, maybe a little bit underthrown, but look, the defender right here is in perfect position. I don't know who that is. He's in perfect position to swat that, but then he starts to let up, and then right there he just stops. So I don't know. I mean, and that became a common theme. And this was the whole day. The first team offense was going against the second and third team defense, mostly the third team defense. And then the second team and third team offense were going against the first team defense, which I don't know. I guess they want to switch it up a little bit for the fans. It's probably not the best because I would love to see, Sam Howell on the first team offense and Terry and Jahan versus, Kendall Fuller, Emmanuel Forbes, and Benjamin St-Juste. But we didn't see that. And that happened throughout practice. After I noticed this one with Terry, a lot of the times, Sam Howell would throw a, pass, and the DB could have probably blocked it, but they didn't. So I don't know. It's a little bit of a lighter practice, I guess. They did end. I can't remember when they ended, but it was probably around before 12, I think. Before 12 for sure. But around 12 probably. But, Sam Howell, for the most part, I thought he had a pretty good day. Like, someone asked me to rate it. I think I would say 7.5 out of 10. Again, going against the third team, and they were letting up. They could have blocked some passes. I think he knew that as well. But he didn't make really any bad throws. Maybe that one to Terry was his worst one, even though it was still a pretty solid throw. Let's get into some other clips. I'll just go ahead and show you guys all of them. And I will talk about, later on about my experience about, meeting the players and stuff. Because I did meet some players. I'll show you guys some pictures. It might be hard to see, but this is Jake Fromm throwing to Kazmir Allen. I thought Jake Fromm looked pretty good. I really did. You can see there. Kazmir Allen was returning punts. Looked pretty good doing that. Let's see any other ones. This was early on a Sam Howell throw to Terry, but there was no one playing defense. But just want to show you guys that clip. Sam Howell throws, and Terry's there. A little bit wobbly, but it's in stride. It does not matter. I'll show a couple more clips, and if you guys want to see the rest, go ahead and go follow my Twitter. But there was one where Sam Howell rolls out and throws a dime to Dyami Brown. So he rolls out to the left, and he just throws an absolute dime on the rope to Dyami Brown on the sideline. So let's see. Goes to the outside and just throws it on a rope to Dyami. And you see the DB it feels like he's letting up a little bit. But let's talk about some, good performances today. Jamin Davis had a good day, had an interception. It was kind of, it was Brissett. Someone in the comments was asking who's on the throw. It was Brissett. It was someone tipped it. It might have been I don't know who tipped it, but then Jamin Davis, went out there and made the interception. So it wasn't like a great coverage play by him, but he was just in the right place at the right time, made the interception. You like to see that. Also was covering Jarrett Patterson, so not somebody he's normally going to be covering. Again, the first team defense was going against the third team defense, but he had a nice, some nice coverage there, and the ball wasn't thrown perfectly, but if it was, it probably wasn't being going to be completed because Jamin Davis had a nice play. So shout out Jamin Davis. He looked good. Another guy, let's see, that looked good was Percy Butler. Had a PBU, also had an interception off of Brissett. I can't remember. I think someone deflected that one, and he was able to get it. There's Quan Martin, I believe, made a nice play. Almost got an intercept, or he stopped a touchdown in the end zone. He broke up a pass against someone like Bryson Tremaine or Curtis Hodge. Don't know who. He was working with the second and third team. But yeah, those are kind of the best performers, I would say. Sam Howell looked good, and then Butler and Jamin Davis. One thing, and this has been talked about, but the running backs are running extremely, extremely hard. Every single, run, even if it's 5 yards and then they would have gotten tackled, they're running the rest of the way to the end zone. 50 yards, full sprint. They are gassed. Gibson did it once, and he was walking. He didn't stop. He was still walking back to the sideline, but you could tell he was gassed, and rightfully so. First off, it's 88 degrees plus the humidity, probably real feel of 95, 93. And he's having to do all these sprints and stuff. The running backs are going to be in really good shape. You do not have to worry about that at all. That's just one thing I, realized. One of the takeaways. In terms of EB, wasn't that loud today. Wasn't that loud. You could hear him every once in a while. I was kind of on the opposite side though, so maybe it's a little bit different. Let's go into some of the plays. Dotson had a nice grab from Howell. Ones working against twos to start practice, but Howell's 3 for 3. Sadiq Charles taking reps with the ones. That's what I said earlier. And then this was the play I showed where Howell rolls out, throws in the run with a nice throw to De'Ami Brown on the sideline. Forbes almost, I don't know if he nearly had a pick. I just saw that Bryson Tremaine, undrafted free agent, I don't know, maybe out of Stanford, caught it over him. Or not over him, but just caught it. So that's what I found. That's what I saw. I didn't remember the near pick, but he could have almost gone in and went through him. Let's see. Dotson looked good for sure. Chris Rodriguez looked good, really good. I'm really excited for him. I think he can be a really solid running back for us. A nice late round find by Eric Bieniemy, possibly like he did with Isaiah Pacheco last year. Any other comments? Not really. So those are the Ron Rivera things. I thought, first off, those guys are huge. I know I say it every time I go, and I realize it. Same thing with NBA players, but those guys are huge. Those guys are athletes, just absolutely insane to just be there watching that. So real quick, some guys I met. I posted this picture. Met Sam Howell, really cool dude, really nice. Was signing so many different autographs and was just a really nice guy. Sadiq Charles was there. Maybe could have gotten a autograph, but wasn't pushing hard for it. But he was out there signing until Mitch Tischler went out and got him for some media thing. Emmanuel Forbes got a pick with him. Might post that, but I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you hated the pick. But I talked with him a little bit. Talked about his nice play in the Browns game. He was a really nice guy. And then Jacoby Brissett, I asked him if he likes, when Montez Sweat calls him brisket, and he said no. He laughed, but he was like, definitely does not like when Montez Sweat calls him brisket. And then Jake Fromm, I think I could have gotten an autograph with him, but I was trying to get out of there quick because of the shuttle situation. But he was a really nice dude as well. I'm trying to think of any other things. That's kind of it for the training camp recap. Again, Butler looked good. Jamin Davis looked good for sure. Zion Bowens, undrafted free agent, had a couple of nice catches. And then again, Sam Howell looked good. Offensive line, you couldn't really tell. I don't know if they fully had pads on today, but yeah, overall the offense looked good, and the first team defense looked good. But again, they're going against the first team offense was going against the second and third team defense, and the first team defense was going up against the second and third team defense. There was one drive where the third team offense actually did pretty well against the first team offense. But yeah, that's kind of it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. We'll be back in Ashburn tomorrow for training camp. And just a quick tip, if you're going try to park near Redskins or whatever it's called, Washington Park, or get there early and do the shuttle, because the shuttle, if you get there after 9, it's going to be a while. So if you can get there before 9, it probably won't be too long. Or there's some places you can park around there. Or honestly, park in the Dulles, Expo Center, and then, or whatever it's called, or Towns, I'm not sure, and then Uber over to the park. That's probably what I'm going to do tomorrow. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.